Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to do a Hatha Flow. It's open to all levels. Start by finding a nice comfortable seat. Just take a few centering breaths to get started. You can close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Slow and steady breath out. One more time, deep breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top. Slow and steady. Try to elongate the exhale and empty out completely, drawing your navel to the spine. One more. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. Shoulders drop away from the ears while the spine stays tall and centered. Take another deep breath in, hands together in front of the heart. Bow your chin to your chest, setting your intention to take a moment to connect to center, to let go of the distractions of the mind, and to strengthen, build your quality to stay aware and present to the moment, connecting to the breath and the body. You can gently blink your eyes open, taking in the tips of the fingers, and slowly taking in the room. Let's inhale one more time. Pause. Exhale. Empty. Fingertips to the floor, side bend, up and over to the right. Root through your left sitting bone. Come back up to center, and side bend to the left. Reaching through the right fingertips and rooting through the left sitting bone. Inhale, stretch tall. Turn towards the right thigh. Hands to the earth, and walk your hands out. Nice strong reach with the left arm, again rooting through the left sitting bone. You can't see it, but I'm sitting on a blanket to give my back an opportunity to find a little bit more space when seated. Crawling back to center. Inhale, arms up. Interlace the fingers this time, press the palms towards the sky. Shoulders away from the ears, maybe a little wiggle. Turn towards the left, hands to the earth. I want you to crawl out as long as those sitting bones stay grounded and reach that right hand across. Hug your navel back and in. And then bring it back into center. Let's take a quick walk forward. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And we'll walk back with that rock. And then just let the head roll from side to side. Chin to chest. Up and over towards the right. And to the left. To the right. And back to center. Roll your shoulders. Full range of motion, and then alternate one then the other. Notice the rotation you get here through the rib cage. Little locomotion arms. Good, and let's just reach, rotate, press and lengthen. Again, just pulling that whole rib cage away from the floor. As you root down, you'll start to feel your core engage. And then unwind, twisting to the other side. Sit up nice and tall, navel in, shoulders down, head lifts up, throat draws up and back. Good. And unwind. Just take a moment to change the cross of the legs. Let's bring those little circles in towards the heart. Draw stirring some Sufi circles. Let the shoulders move. Do what feels good and change direction. Good. And bring it back to center. Walk your hands out. My feet are flexed and active. Inner thighs reaching away from each other. Belly drawing in. And then let's walk back. We're going to come to hands and knees. So if you have a towel to put underneath your knees, so you have a little bit of extra cushion. Make sure it's smooth. Spread your fingers wide. And we'll inhale and arch for cow pose. And exhale, draw your navel in for cat. Inhale, arch. Exhale, draw your belly in. Inhale, arch. And exhale, navel in. Keep your hips where they are. Just start to walk your hands forward for puppy dog pose. Don't let your ribs collapse. Hug your navel in, stretching the front of the arm as you release. Maybe the forehead will come to the floor. Press your palms down and draw your shoulder blades wide and onto your back. Take a deep breath in and come back. Again, inhale, arch. And exhale, draw your navel in. Okay, I'm going to turn this way. Now stretch your right leg out behind you. Hug your navel in. So lengthen your left side body as you lift the right leg. And sweep your right leg over to the left and look over your left shoulder. And come back to center. Inhale, arch. Exhale, draw your navel in and up. Come back to neutral. Stretch your left leg out. Keep your right waist nice and long, navel lifting. Sweep your left leg over towards the right and look over your right shoulder. Hold and breathe into that left side. Good, and come back to center. Again, inhale, arch. Exhale, navel in. Now turn your left toes off the mat. You're going to come into a side plank, but make a big wide arc. So navel in, root down through your right foot, and stretch and reach through your right fingertips. Push into that left hand. Big breath in. And then slowly transition. Back to center. Inhale, arch. Exhale, navel in. Turn your right toes off the mat. Left leg anchors. So your right hand, right knee, and left foot are lined up. You can open your chest a little bit towards the sky. Try to lengthen your tailbone. And always we root down through whatever's grounded. to help find more space. Bring it back to center. Inhale, arch. Exhale, navel in and up. Inhale, arch, curl your toes. Hands can be a little bit further forward for downward dog. Coming into downward facing dog as you press up. Hug your navel in, your ribs in. Press your hands forward a little bit towards each other. And keep drawing those thighs up and back. Root down through the sitting bones. Right leg high. Straight line. If you look at your toes, they're pointing straight down. Big step towards the right thumb. Lower the knee. And inhale, hands to the hips, elbows back, heart rises. We're stretching the left hip. Inhale, arms up towards the sky, grounding. Let's bring the hands forward and focus on that contraction in the left glute as you open. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, send the butt under the rib cage and come back. Stretch it forward. Inhale, arms up towards the sky, lengthen, navel draws in. Shoulders away from the ears. Palms turn towards each other. Exhale, left elbow to the right knee. Press the palms together. Lift the back ribs, lift the heart, elongating the spine. Right outer hip dropping down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Lift that right leg, maybe even without dragging it across the floor. Inhale, rock forward into plank pose and back to downward facing dog. Let's do that again, forward into plank pose and downward facing dog. Left leg up high. Hug your navel in, push the mat away, pushing forward with the hands and backward with that right leg, especially the right outer hip. Hug your navel in. Big step through, right knee to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Hands forward, contract your right glute, stretching your right hip. Good. On the inhale, navel lifts. Contract your right glute. One more time. This time we'll let our arms float up towards the sky. Think about maintaining that length. Hug your navel in, rotate right elbow to the left knee. Draw your rib cage away from your pelvis. Navel in. Feel that deep rinse of the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Pick up your left foot, your navel, bring it back to downward facing dog. I'm going to slide the blanket out of the way. Come forward into plank pose. Lower your knees. Elbows hug in. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Fingertips to the floor, elbows to the sky. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Lengthening your tailbone. Exhale, lower. Good. Let's come up again, this time looking over your right shoulder and then lowering down and looking over your left shoulder and lowering down. Slide your hands back, hug your elbows in, belly button away from the floor, get strong, brace the core, and then press first to the knees and back to downward facing dog. Pedal your dog here. Bend your right knee, left heel heavy. Bend your left knee, right heel heavy. Again, right knee, left heel heavy. Bend left knee, right heel heavy. Walk your feet up towards your hands. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Roll the weight into your toes, bend your knees as much as you need to. Turn your head from side to side. Let's bend our knees for the first time, rolling up. Feel free to even walk your hands up. Roll your shoulders, and inhale, bring your arms up towards the sky. Exhale slowly and completely. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Let's take a moment to find your mountain pose. So feet are parallel. Draw your big toe mount slightly back so you feel your arches lift. Soften the knees. Hip creases back. Tailbone lengthens, feel that lower belly engage, and just let your palms face forward. Slide the head back. Feel tall and elongated here. Inhale, arms around and up. Just come right into chair pose, bending your knees. Slide your hips back. Should see the tops of your toes, shoulders away from the ears. Keep hugging your navel in and just a little lift of the heart. Long and strong. Hold for one more breath. Exhale, bring your hands to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Long through the spine, weight falls into the toes. Exhale, fold. Right leg back. Lower your right knee, inhale. Anjaneyasana. We were here once before. Draw your navel in. Exhale, hands come back to the earth. Straighten your right leg. And inhale, rise up again. This time, high lunge. You can bend your back knee if you need to. Keep feeling your outer left hip drawing back. Inhale, this time, cactus the arms. Exhale, navel in, hands to the floor. Back to downward facing dog. Forward to plank pose, knees to the floor. Draw your heart forward, elbows in. Inhale, a little back bend. Exhale, lower. Little strength for the back. Let's bring our hands off the floor. Lift your navel away from the floor. Feel the inner ankle slightly lifting, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, one cheek to the mat. Inhale, lift up. Hover, maybe reaching the hands out a little bit farther, but yet squeezing that bottom tip of the shoulder blade together. Keep lengthening the butt flesh towards the heels. Exhale, opposite cheek to the mat. Now just walk your elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx pose and relax your back. Relax so there's no muscular action around the muscles that hold the spine upright. Just resetting the spine. Elbows wide. Slide your hands back, elbows in, embrace your core. Push the floor away. Curl your toes and come into downward facing dog. Right leg high and up towards the sky. Step it through. Lower the left knee, inhale, Anjaneyasana or low lunge, navel in. Hands to the earth, straighten that left leg. Right knee over the right ankles, keep it there, hug and brace through your core. Strong push, push the floor away from you. Feel free to bend that back knee, inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step your left foot up towards your right. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Sweep your arms around and up. Hands to the heart. Inhale, arms around and up. Take your hands back. Chair pose. Hips back. Arms forward. Small lift. Exhale. Take it a little bit lower. Inhale. Make sure you're not arching here. Exhale, so pull your navel in as you slide your hips back. Inhale, stretch the body long. So to be sure, just curl your sitting bones under just a little. That'll get your lower belly lifting. Then draw your heart up, armpits back. Hold for another breath, building strength. Maybe sitting a little bit lower. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Navel in and up. Exhale, fold. This time step back with the left leg. We'll come straight into high lunge. Turn your right hand back towards the back of the room, the back of your space. And now bring that right hand forward. Anchor your back heel to the floor for warrior two. Crease at the outer left hip and of course at the front. Sitting bones down towards the floor. Let your arms float up. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, grow a little bit taller by grounding through the right big toe mound, right outer heel, and press the left thigh back. Let's take it into reverse warrior. Exhale, right angle. Hugging that right hip back. Feeling, or even looking right knee right over the right ankle. One more time, come into reverse, maybe taking a bind. Left hand to the top of the right thigh. Exhale. Cartwheel your hands to the floor. Come into downward facing dog. Forward into plank. And come one more time down from the knees. If you're ready for a full plank to chaturanga, feel free. Inhale, little back bend. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Only come up as high as is comfortable. Let's do one without the hands. Inhale. Thumbs to the sky. So draw your elbows in, feel the shoulder blades pinch together. Lengthen your tailbone. Release your hands back to the earth. Head can be heavy. Lift your navel, press the floor away. Come back, downward facing dog. Left leg high. Big step through. Inhale, high lunge. Left arm back, right arm forward. Anchor your back heel. Warrior two pose. Try to level your hips. So a little crease here in that straight leg. Bend your, press your right thigh back, left inner thigh lifts, navel lifts. Shoulders drop, root to rise. So feel the strength of your legs as if you were trying to push the floor an inch lower than where it is now. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lengthen up and over. Exhale, right angle pose. And back to reverse. This time, if you want to take that half bind, stretching through the left side body. Tailbone dropping down, navel lifting. Exhale, hands cartwheel back to the floor. Step your right foot up towards your left. This time, drop your seat and come back into chair pose. Hold and breathe. Come into balance. Slow lift. Lift that right leg. Square your hips as best as you can. Back into chair pose. Navel in. Lift that left knee. Back into chair pose. Press up again. This time let's either hold on to the outer right thigh or open your arms wide. Hold and breathe. Option to take the big toe and stretch it out. back to center. Leg bent or straight. Back into chair pose. Fold over the legs. Head heavy. Roll up. Roll your shoulders. Arms towards the sky. Back to chair pose. Lift that left leg. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Or you can just hold the arms wide. Try to keep that left hip from hiking up. Keep it level. Bring your arms back to center. Oh, I forgot to grab the toe if you wanted to do the more advanced version. Coming back to center. And coming back to chair. Hands to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Step or float back. Heart forward. Hug your elbows in. Chaturanga into up dog if you're ready. Otherwise, a small back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg high. Open up, 3-point pose. Press more into your left hand. Big step forward with the right foot. Anchor the back heel. We're going to step into warrior one pose. So there's an internal rotation of the left leg, external rotation of the right leg. Arms up towards the sky. Hands towards the heart as you draw your navel in just a little bit more. Bring your arms wide. Right hand underneath the left with our Garuda arms. Press your elbows in towards each other to draw the head of the arm bone down and back, navel in. Inhale, a little back bend while you lengthen the tailbone. Exhale, release the arms gently, slowly, clasp behind your back. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, humble warrior, either with the hands behind the back or feel free to let them come down towards the earth. Maintain some strength in the back leg. Hug your navel in with the strength of the back leg. Inhale, lift up. Hands to the earth. Coming back to downward facing dog. Forward into plank. Chaturanga into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg high. Squeeze the hands forward and towards each other as you open up. Keep pulling the right hip back. Big step through. Anchor that back heel. We step forward into warrior one. Arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Navel pulls back. Internal rotation through the right leg. Little external rotation through the left. Arms wide. Left hand under the right. Squeeze your elbows together, Garuda arms or eagle arms. Hold and breathe. Gently unwind. Roll the shoulders, taking the opposite interlace of the fingers, lifting the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Keep the shoulders drawing away from the ears as the head is heavy. Keep a lift in the pelvic floor. And then bring yourself back up. Inhale. Hands to the earth. Step back, downward facing dog. Feel free to, let's actually all just come to our knees and take a moment to rest in child's pose. You can have your hands by your side or out in front of you. Try to let your sitting bones drop towards your heels and your navel hug in. Then press back up. Curl your toes. Downward facing dog. Hug your navel and walk your toes together. Grip the floor. Maybe a little halfway hop before thinking about coming all the way up. Another little hop. To get that hop through, you can practice just lifting the legs here, lifting the right leg, lifting the left leg, lifting the heels as you push into the floor, putting a little bit more weight into the hands. Drop your seat, come into chair pose. Inhale, hands behind your head, standing back bend. Exhale, hug your navel in, armpits back. One more standing back bend this time. Press the butt flesh away from you as you lift your heart towards the sky. Exhale back to chair pose. Hands to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's come to a seated position. And do a little bit of core work. Go hands behind your knees. Reach your hands forward. Press down through your feet. Feel your waistline pull in. And then lean back. Pull your navel in more. And then reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands in front of you. Maybe lifting that right leg up. And lower. Shoulders back. Left leg up. And lower. You can bring your hands behind your knees to float the feet up. Keep engaging deep into the core, pelvic floor. Arms forward, maybe up. And then cross the ankles and take a little walk forward. Hold and breathe. Good. Hold for another breath here. Good. So let's try a seated twist. And we'll get back to the core work. So bring your left heel over towards your right and step your right foot over. If this doesn't work for you, just keep that bottom leg straight, just coming into a twist. So in this pose, this right hip wants to come off the floor. So maybe shifting your hips a little bit more over towards the left side so you can ground down. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. This is a great stretch for any hip or piriformis or even low back pain. So we're gonna just hug our left arm around our right knee and pull it towards the left shoulder. The action is right knee's pressing into the left forearm and that right sitting bone is reaching down towards the earth. Hold and breathe. Gently unwind. You can inhale, get a little bit taller here. Exhale, reach your left arm across to pick your knee up, and maybe if you want to come deeper, bring your hands into prayer. Keep elongating the spine. So find to come back to just holding that knee and pulling it in towards your left shoulder. And then gently unwind. Walk that right foot a little bit further over. So this is a Gomukhasana leg. You can see that my legs aren't quite that flexible to completely come into the pose. Widen the sitting bones, and sitting up on a blanket would help here. Or just walk forward and hold. Remember, it doesn't always have to be the deepest stretch. You should be able to always take that full breath in and full breath out. A rule of thumb is if you ever feel pain in the joints, knees, ankles, hips, wrists, shoulders, to back off. If you feel it in the muscle, we're just working on releasing some of that restriction in the muscle, in the fascia. Come back to center, hands behind you, and let's just loosen those hips up by some nice easy movement internally and externally rotating through the legs. Side to side. Good. Sit up on the blanket this time and see if it helps my twist. So we're going to thread your right heel to your left and step your left foot to the floor outside of your right knee. Again, the option was to keep the right leg straight and just step it over and twist here. Okay, try it. So both sitting bones, reach them to the floor. Use your hands. Since we're doing a virtual class, you don't have an instructor to press this sitting bone down towards the earth. You have to do it yourself. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. These are Corona times, so I've been teaching my classes virtually. Draw your left shoulder towards your right knee, sit up nice and tall. The new normal. Inhale. And exhale. Stay connected to the breath. Notice when you lose that fullness of the breath. But if you want to take it deeper, arms re-elongate the body and reach so that tricep flesh gets outside of the left knee and lengthen the spine. Shoulders away from the ears and back, head back. Hold and breathe. And gently coming back to center. So in yoga we use a lot of cues to help us really connect to sensation in our body so we can be more present, to get out of the chatter of the mind. We just walked our left foot over if you can, or you can also do regular easy seat Sukhasana here. Just a little gentle stretch for the hips, don't have to come far. Inhale. Exhale. It's nice to always keep a little bit of muscular action in the pose to help keep the joints safe and the muscles as well. So I'm actually engaging through the outer edge of my both feet, pressing down. You'll feel the stretch more, and it'll be a safer stretch. Good, and then come back to center. I'm going to turn sideways this time for a little windshield wiper from side to side. And this time we'll come into table pose, a great stretch to counterbalance the arms. Stretch through the front of the shoulders. So make sure the weight is not all in the heels. Roll into that big toe mound. Shoulders come slightly towards the ears, not away from them. And then gently lower down. Back to a little core work. Hands behind you. Press down through the feet and the sitting bones. Even press your hands into your knees. Arms forward and then up. And then exhale, start to come back. Doesn't have to be far. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back. Let's take it a little side to side. To the right, to the left. Maybe draw an infinity sign, side to side. So you want to be engaging that core and holding length in your spine. Good. And one, hands behind the knees and roll down onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And draw little circles. Let's come into bridge pose. So feet to the floor, hands down by your side. Again, feel that connection of the top, back of the shoulders. So I even lifted my shoulders a little bit, and right away as I pressed my shoulders down, I'm already arching through the rib cage. You can use your hands to press down through the parallel feet, so middle toe parallel with the heel, and then lift your hips up. Lengthen your tailbone and your sitting bones. Inhale, chest towards your chin. Keep lifting the front of the throat towards the sky, so the back of the throat lifts. Like there's a little space under the base of the neck. Inhale, chest to the chin. Exhale, curling the sitting bones and letting those inner thighs spiral down towards the earth. Hold and breathe. Always looking for that length in the lower back. Hold for one more breath. Rooting down through the tops of the shoulders, through the inner feet so you can pull your pelvis away from the rib cage. Exhale and lower down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's take your right leg up towards the sky, flex the foot. You can keep the left leg bent or really stretch through that left leg. Will help to bring a little bit more neutral pelvis here, a little bit more space under your lower back. Kick your leg forward, shoulders to the earth, and then just circle your right ankle. Change the direction. Good, and again, push that leg away from you. Release, and let's slowly lower it down towards the earth. Slowly. Let it get just an inch off the floor, or 2 inches off the floor. Hug your navel in, so start to pull your navel so it's coming down to touch the earth. Hold that and reach your arms overhead, not towards the floor, while keeping your front bottom ribs, pulling towards each other and towards the right foot. Armpits towards the earth, back ribs towards the earth, navel towards the earth. Exhale, hug the right knee in. You can draw a little circle with the right knee. And then full body stretch, arms overhead, back arches. Stretch through the back of the neck as the navel lifts. Exhale, hands come by your side. And you can walk your feet in so we can come to the other side. I like to reset, shift the pelvis away from the rib cage. So always working on maintaining space between the vertebrae. We have the opportunity as we're lying down to take away some of what gravity does to us as we're sitting and standing most of the day. Hands behind the left leg. You can keep your right leg bent or stretch your right leg out. Feel that tailbone lengthen. Basket weave your hands more than likely behind your hamstring, and then push the leg away. Relax your shoulders down and circle the left ankle. And let your head roll from side to side. Good. And then hands by your side to slowly let that left leg come down to the floor. As the leg's coming down, pull your belly in. Belly down, down, down. Bottom ribs, press them down. Pelvis, press it down. Grounding completely. Leg is floating. Bring your arms overhead. Let them hover here. Thinking of pulling those front ribs towards the navel towards the earth. Reaching through the left foot. Armpits down. And then again, exhale, hug that knee in. Draw a little circle. And then inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Let's find a little bit more core work. Very gentle, just hug your navel in, hands to the earth. Now without lifting your legs, think about lifting both legs just an inch off the floor so you brace your core. We're not lifting, we're just thinking about lifting. All the muscles activate. Now just float your arms up. Don't let anything move in the ribs or the spine. And hold and breathe here. Think about lifting your legs. Hug your navel in. Elongate your back body, tailbone to the base of the skull. And then release. Deep breath in. Letting go, exhale. Let's finish up with a twist. Shift your hips over towards the left and drop your knees towards the right. Just hold that stretch. Left hand on top of the right outer thigh. Relax everything here. The jaw, the teeth, the tongue. Feel the tops of the shoulders draping down towards the earth. There's lots of variations on twist. If you want to cross a leg to go a little bit deeper into that outer right hip, or stretch the top leg out. Try to roll length into your right side body. So you should feel your left side waist lifting off the floor here. Lengthen your tailbone. And then come back to center. And once again, just take a moment to pause, to re-center the body. You'll notice after a long hold on one side, you can feel that space, the difference, the more fluidity in the body. Just rock the pelvis forward and back. Symmetrical movement helps to find symmetry in the body. And then shift your hips over towards the left. Knees can drop over towards the right. Right hand on top of the left knee. Just let the head roll. Try to keep that left shoulder down. You can always put a prop if that left knee feels like it's floating between the legs, so you feel a little bit more supported in your stretch. Now it's time to close your eyes and allow your body to begin to relax a little bit more deeply. So we hold our mind steady in our yoga practice by paying attention to alignment, to where our body is in space, to keep our mind from off that cycle of continuous thoughts. Most of the thoughts we have that pass through our minds in the course of the day, the 70,000 plus of them, they tend to be more negative. So bringing our awareness to the thoughts allows us to bring a more awareness to letting go of negativity. So let's gently come back to center and rock your pelvis forward and back. Hug your knees in towards your chest, little circles. Arms and legs up towards the sky, shake them out. Make some funny faces, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open and close, point and flex. Shake again. Maybe a little shake on the floor, just letting your heels dig into the floor. Just releasing any stress remaining in the body with a little shake. And then release into your final resting pose. So now eyes are closed. Deep breath in. If you had a blanket to put over you in Shavasana, our final resting pose, we tend to get a little bit cold. As our energy moves towards the processes in the body, the rest and digest, as we call the parasympathetic nervous system. Turn your awareness inwards without trying to change anything, just follow your breath in and out. Relax your jaw, space between the teeth. Feel the skin on the forehead become smooth. Allow each exhale to take you deeper into a state of ease and peace within. Deep inhale. Letting go, exhale. Releasing the weight of the body. Letting go of the to-do list. Letting go of all doing. And allow yourself to be. Feel free to stay here in this pose for as long as you'd like. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.